Welcome to tonight's episode. There you go.
Welcome to not an episode of Shooting the Shift.
This episode of Shooting the Shift where we're talking about this.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Shooting the Shift. We're all together. That's weird.
Actually, that introduction was redundant because I did that earlier.
I know you did that earlier, but now we're in the room together, so I'm just saying hello again. But we are all together.
You just wasted 2% battery with that.
I did. The laptop's dying, so this is going to be a really short episode.
And I'm
It's only the second time ever we've done a podcast.
It is. Everyone's together. We'll be doing more of these because we're going to be round at Matt's a lot more.
I don't know, he is in Birmingham.
He's in Birmingham.
And COVID now allows us to be in the same room together.
Yeah, that's true. No 2 meters of distance. We can be as close.
Well, me and
as we
you are
want.
2 meters ish.
That is not 2 meters.
And Bryn doesn't really count as a person, so there's empty space there. Today we have been ripping the guts out of an RX-8.
Yeah.
So
the short version is that the engine and the running gear with both subframes off the RX-8, took the body off, took all the loom out, and then tomorrow's job is to do the same thing to an MX5.
we did some redneck shit.
We did so much redneck shit.
You
And
did-
you
you
made
did
that
red-
sound way more simple than it actually
Yeah.
was. That took like 9 hours.
Yeah.
Was the hardest bit putting it on the trailer, or was it?
Putting it on the trailer.
There were several sketchy moments throughout the day.
I
There was
deadlifted it.
the deadlifting of the car.
Yep, that happened.
There was me just using a chisel to separate.
You
missed that.
flew the drone under the car while it was
Yep.
in the air.
That was good. I like that.
That was fun.
That was fun because it went in and then went, no, I haven't got GPS anymore. You're on your own.
Yeah. Don't fly your drone inside a garage. It sort of weaves about and it might cut your friend's heads off.
Did you panic a bit when you got the message?
I shat myself a little bit when it started veering off towards you.
Yeah,
I was
there
like,
was a moment,
let's not kill Bryn, he's the engineer.
There was a moment we were all in the engine bay and it just started sinking.
Yeah, that was a good one. Cameras have worked pretty well. We've got some decent time lapses that will appear
Like
throughout
9 hours
this.
of time lapse.
So today we have stripped the wiring loom from an RX-8. We have dropped all the rolly bits out.
Yeah.
The running gear.
Yeah.
All
So
the running gear.
engine, running gear, diff, that's all still tied together in the subframe and that rolls about.
And we kind of decided not to do this the way we'd normally do it as part of Matt's build blog because we're all here doing stuff. It's not really just Matt's thing.
Well, my longer term plan with this is to do like a blog post with like a detailed write-up of about everything that needs to be done and how it goes together once it's been done. So that if anybody else wants to do this, they can reference that guide because I cannot find a guide or any information on how to do this.
So what we'll do is we'll make that available on violentmoney.co.uk where you can buy merch to support us and maybe get us a fancy studio with a workshop
That's
so that
not
we
my
can.
living room.
Yeah, but there won't be any guinea pigs in that, so I'm not about it.
Oh, we can bring them.
We've got
Story.
the guinea pigs here. Yeah, that's true. So we're back. Sorry about the gap. We said we'd do every 2 weeks, and then
It turns every 2
a
months.
personal wrecking ball hit my life in a big way. But
I
I'm.
also moved house.
Oh yeah, he moved.
That's-
He's now got a garage.
Mm.
I've got a workshop. You've got a big garage. You have no
You've
space.
got a small garage.
I've got a tiny garage.
But
It's not about the size of it, Milton. It's about how you use it.
We're at a point where all 4 of us can work inside on cars.
I've got a big
He
shed.
can't work inside on cars.
A cat.
I've got
cat.
a big shed.
We did a gearbox in his garage.
How high was the car off the ground so that you
Quite.
could move around or get under
It
it?
was on stands.
Yeah, it was on that.
Yeah.
stand. Yeah, that was
But it worked.
just.
Being inside is the best thing.
So the
ever.
news. Matt brought up something interesting. Cancelling MOTs.
Don't do it.
I'm all for it.
Well, it's
Well, they're on about changing it to ease the cost of living
Yeah.
because the annual charge for an MOT will save me, despite the fact that
I know. It will exactly
It
save me.
makes no sense. An MOT is like 30 quid.
No,
right?
it's not.
And if your car crashes into something because bits fell off it, it's a whole lot more
So
than fucking
why-
30 quid.
No. Let me finish this. The repair bill is more than 30 quid.
Yeah.
Also, where are you
Yeah.
getting MOTs for 30 quid? My last one cost me 48.
Okay, well that's.
well, put it this way: the news story I read said on average you're saving 55 quid. They're probably
How?
taking dealer MOTs into account here, right?
Yeah.
Per month, my gas and electricity has gone up more than 55 quid. So how is an annual saving of 55 quid going to help me?
It's not. It's
just not.
I know the answer. It allows us to buy one more Chinese food takeaway.
How much are you spending on takeaway?
Have you seen? Look, we can see me in one shot. Right. Even Matt's half my size.
I get the £11.50 deal, and that will do.
And you have lunch for the next day.
Yeah.
So I get one main, and then I'm like, well, I can't decide between these two mains, so I get two of them. Then I get a couple of 4 Jamaican fried rice.
We've gone off topic.
You gotta get some
now I'm
toast.
just thinking about Chinese. Thanks, Bam.
Back to the MOT. They're on about changing it from annual to every 2 years.
Yeah.
My point with that is if you've ever looked at the MOT history of a car when you're about to buy it, you see stuff like, oh yeah, an advisory of a corroded brake line, and then on the next year it fails it because they haven't bothered changing it.
Yeah.
What happens is that comes on an advisory and then it's left for 2 years.
Yeah.
Somebody's brake line's going to explode on the M6 at 70, and they're not going to stop.
Greta Thunberg keeps telling me the world's overpopulated, so you know.
Oh, I dig it actually. Because
we're back to COVID bringing house prices. Like 2 year MOT is going to bring house prices down because everybody dies.
Yeah. Oh mate, I'm about it. Let's scrap MOTs entirely, and you can only fix your own car. Mechanics in the bin. You're only allowed to fix your own car.
Yeah, but also just think about it. Think about it this way, right, boys? Right, proper classics don't need MOTs, right? And how often?
Requalify that statement. Legally, classics don't require MOTs.
Yes,
but they still need an MOT. Oh my god! Like, just because your bushings are 60 years old doesn't make them invincible. Some would argue it makes them.
It's like Milton's MX5 engine.
yeah, cool.
Once you go past a certain point, it never breaks.
That's unlike mine, that's going to be a rotary. That will break.
Yeah, that's very true. But
because it already broke.
But as a point, right? How often do we get to see a fucked classic broken down the side of the road? Now, I'm not saying
all the time.
Frequently.
All the time.
Yeah.
Have you ever been out on a VW show day and seen how many Beetles
that's
are sat at the side of the road?
That is not a classic. That's a Nazi wagon.
VW.
That's why VW shows.
That's karma attack.
Because they don't all make it.
Yeah, or any British car as well. Yeah. Let's face it. There's always like 3 Triumphs in a little convoy by the side of the road, and they're all working on them.
I've never seen a Morgan with a rusty chassis.
That's because they're made of wood.
That's my point.
That's what Jeremy Clarkson said. You tinker with classic cars to make them work.
Yeah,
exactly.
You have to keep making it work.
That's why all the old boys don't get modifying cars, because they've never had time. They've never had a moment where they look at their car and go, do you know what? I'd like to do something just for fun.
Speaking of old boys modifying cars, right? I was driving around Stoke the other day and I saw a drag setup Ford Transit.
I did.
Classic Transit.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Just like I was driving past it, I'm like, hang on, why has that got a rake? And then I realised the massive set.
It's like that Superman they did where they put the Jag engine in the back.
I think it was a Cosy V8.
I think they did too. There's one with the Jag, and I think they did the second one with the Cosy.
Was that on Cosy?
It's
the Jag engine one was when they did. They went against the Australians.
Yeah.
I think I just realised something else, boys. The only one of us who doesn't have longer hair now is Milton.
I know he doesn't. My hair's really long.
Mine's like, mine's getting here now.
Does anyone want to cut my hair?
I can do a whole flock of seagulls thing.
Ah!
Nobody ever sees your hair. It's always under a hat.
Oh, there go my sunglasses.
It's the real me. It's not a phase, Mom.
Nobody understands me and my Mexican ways.
Oh, we got well off topic.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring it back with Mexico. So, Mexican stuff's going to come back. I've changed job, and the affordability for the MX5 coming back is there.
He's had one beer and he's gone.
It's not even a beer. It's a lady cider.
Only a lady cider it is.
Copperberg, if you want to sponsor us, Bryn will do all your ads.
I'd rather Thatcher's though.
I'll take Copperberg.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, good. We're off topic.
Oh, Donald's Moonshine. If you want to sponsor us, I'll pour you. I'll fuel my car with it.
Oh, you want me?
Yeah,
Oh
what's
yeah,
it-
no,
what's
we'll
it-
have that one.
Yeah, we'll take this one.
We'll have
That one will pay the best.
That one does cool car stuff. When was the last time you saw a Thatcher sponsored drift car? I rest my case.
Maybe it's time for the first one.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
So plans. We've obviously moved on since the first episode, which was
Too long ago.
Formula Woman. That was a while ago. That.
Yeah.
So plans for this year. I am going to save up and try and bring the MX5 back. I think I'm going to buy a pickup truck.
Yes. But you're gonna buy like a not proper pickup truck. You're gonna buy one that's like really high off the ground.
I'm going to buy one that's really high off the ground, then lift it a bit,
We're talking 4-cab Hilux type.
Yeah.
Pickup, aren't we? Yeah.
but not a Hilux because I'm too fat for
Hilux
Hiluxes. Yeah. Navara, L200 or Ranger. If you've got any opinions, leave a comment, let me know, because I still can't make up my mind. I really like the 2023 Ranger though. I like it looks like the current F-150 in the States.
Nice.
I do like the Rangers once. There was one at Pod once. I think the Turkish had it.
Yes.
And they had like proper
The
like,
Raptor
proper
wide
lifted,
arch,
wide
yeah.
arches, yeah.
Yeah, the Raptor's pretty cool. But
Dodge
and
Ram.
interesting actually, I've learned this while I've been out looking at the things. The Raptor counts as an estate car, and everything else counts as a commercial vehicle.
Behave.
It does.
Yeah.
They're registered as an
Loophole.
estate.
That is a loophole.
But
and a half,
it's
isn't
definite
it?
loophole, yeah.
Morris
Who,
Minor.
who inspected that on the type approval? Oh, you've said it's an estate. Can't see any problems with that.
I bet they sent it with the
I
box
don't know,
on
but
the
I'm pretty.
back, and it's a
Yeah.
non-
I'm pretty sure.
person
I'm
with-
pretty sure they might be related to an MOT tester I used to have.
Yeah, they'll have sent it with the box on the back, and they put 15s on it, especially to make it look.
Low
really
profile.
So,
profile.
Bryn, what
yeah.
are you going to do this year?
Am I going to do? I'm going to work out how to get the MX5 off my driveway
Okay.
because my drive is not low car friendly, which is why I just fitted airlift kit to the GS300.
Hey, but air flips on, yeah.
The daily that I wasn't
Yep.
going to modify that
Okay.
now never moves. And then I'm going to do loads of skid days, hopefully.
All right.
I'm going to make it really pleasant to drive because I am getting far too old for driving a race car on the street.
race car.
But what if I get my truck and then I trailer you to shit?
I've also thought about that. I've got access to a trailer that's the right size for an MX5.
Right. Conveniently, you've got a Passat that's got a diesel engine. It's
Yeah,
probably pretty good
yeah.
towing.
So actually, that is another plan of mine. I'm going to take my Passat, which has slowly been degrading into ash, and then suddenly I realized I had access to a trailer that's actually the right size for an MX5, and I love the Passat again. You'll notice I washed it.
Yeah.
So now
Has
I'm going to
it
make the
ever been
Passat
washed?
good.
Okay.
It's never been washed before. No, washed once.
Is it
I washed it
October?
once. It hasn't
Right.
yet.
Right. So
I want to get a van.
Controversial.
Yeah.
No,
to round up,
I'm
No,
going to get a van as well.
I want to get a van.
I mean, I've got a van. I
What
can
kind of
highly
No,
recommend.
short wheelbase, Ford Transit,
Like a custom.
or yeah,
What,
custom.
no, what are they called? What's the little
Connect,
trans?
not
Yeah,
that one.
connect. Not
Connect,
that.
yeah.
And the bigger one up from that,
The Transit.
yeah, or the Vauxhall Vivaro.
Yeah.
So small wheelbase but
The-
short
the,
rooftop.
the lower roof.
Yeah.
one,
Because that's what I need to fit to my garage area. Because the clutch is starting to go on the insignia.
Oh, okay.
Someone else's problem.
So,
I mean, it was my problem trying to park it on the drive
I
earlier.
drove it, it wasn't that bad. So you're
It might have been me.
user error.
I'm doing the opposite. I'm looking at the full length, like proper long wheelbase, tall,
Why?
because that's what my dad's got. But I'm also going to do a camping conversion,
Yeah.
but it's the long wheelbase, so it's got enough room for all my drifty shit in the back.
Oh, I'm doing both.
But Matt, if we all did what our dads have got, I'd have had 3 wives by now.
I'd have had nothing fun.
My dad's using it to deliver the DPD at the moment.
Okay.
It's on a 3-year lease,
Oh, you mean you're going to get it off him?
Yeah.
I like it.
so I should get a cheap end of lease purchase.
Okay. Does
From
it have,
somebody
is
you
it,
know has looked after
Is
It's
it-
been
it.
looked after because
has it got DPD markings?
It's going to come off, yeah.
Can we not just leave them on and pretend to be DPD?
No, because I'm turning it into a camper van.
No, but if you
yeah,
leave,
but if you stealth
no,
camper van.
but if you leave the DPD markings on legally, you're allowed to do 80 everywhere.
And park wherever you want.
Yeah, but the camper conversions are good.
But I'm going to do a custom one so I can have enough room for all my wheels and tools and spares and shit. So I can use that as my tow vehicle to events and I
Yeah.
can stay overnight at events. So
I've got some opinions on that might help you out when the time comes.
Because then I can go the night before up to like Driftland, for example, and just sleep in the van. It's not going to cost me anything.
Well, at BDC you see a lot of them, and I've looked around them, and I think I have a pretty good idea of what does and doesn't work. So I should have some stuff that will help you out on that.
So the moral of the story this year is
we're all getting fucking.
We are all getting we're all getting old, and B, we're all potentially buying not Japanese cars, or you've fallen in love with the not Japanese car.
Yeah, the van's a Peugeot.
Well, if the Japanese made anything worth owning that is a diesel estate, then I would have one. Apart from, just shout out to Noriaro for posting on his story because I've never seen them before. The Toyota Pro Box is the ultimate estate car. It is perfect. The way it looks in every way, it's like a Volvo but better.
Can we get them?
It's just no, we can't. They're Japanese only, but they are just the ultimate, like the most perfect, like estatey estate in everything.
Okay,
so there is a reason I'm getting a Peugeot, but that's camper van talk. That's not relevant for now.
Okay, right.
Camper maximum camper van cast.
So anyway, favorite bit of today so far.
Riding the trailer and then discovering that the handbrake didn't work.
So what was the 6 of us on the back?
Yeah.
So weigh the front up so it didn't scrape.
Yeah.
Brun on the front so he could pull the handbrake after we got Sky to
like a ship's figurehead. I was fully like hand out the front. Like,
yeah.
And then
picture a
mermaid
underneath the ship.
And the trailer just carried on.
Yeah. Yeah, the last dickhead owner didn't sell me a lemon.
Yeah, if only there were two people here who might have known about this problem.
I told you the brakes weren't the best.
They were busy being stood on the back.
He wasn't here. He wasn't here.
Didn't fix it.
I think
you've owned that trailer for nearly 3 years now.
And in fairness, you've noticed that we've got B-roll all over this episode, so you have just seen that.
And I fixed a thing. I fixed your jockey wheel.
Yeah.
It's a jockey wheel now.
Yeah, it's actually functional.
Yeah.
It does
kind of enjoy doing the wheelie thing though.
Yeah, well.
And there's a bit. It's actually.
Oh, I'll take the bolt back out then.
No one favourite bit of the day.
Deadlift an RX-8 chassis.
Okay.
I definitely deadlifted it.
The whole thing.
It definitely moved.
He wore it like a life ring.
Yeah.
Will can testify to that.
Yeah.
I opened the suicide doors and started flapping.
Matt?
It's probably the moment the body came off the chassis.
That was satisfying.
It was satisfying. It was scary when the front fell out.
Yeah, because we went up to like, fuel lights. Oh, we went up to
that did not want to be on those axle stands. What was really annoying is I was like, Matt, let me get a shot of this. And he started lifting the lift, so I've got the moment of impact, but not the drop.
The problem was where we put the axle stands, it was at the front of the subframe, so that's where I thought the weight was. And then as we lifted and it came off the car, the back dropped down. Yeah. So it just went straight off the axle.
I didn't realise actually that it was going to do that. I thought, you see all those pictures when people take the subframes out of their MX5 and it's just sat happily. I hadn't clocked in my head that engine mounts are soft, so the front subframe can just tip. It's not a solid thing.
Yeah.
Well,
ideally, we'd have put a second set of axle stands in there, and it would have sat quite nicely.
I think
you live in like.
I think one of the greatest things today was the way we loaded that trailer, because that was some proper.
It's properly solid on the back of the trailer.
It is. It absolutely is. So what we did was we lowered the shell onto the trailer on jack stands. And then we put some tires at the front end.
Yes.
And we put some jacks at the back end and some more tires at the back end. And we jacked up the back end of the car, but just had 4 people lifting the front.
Yes, the front doesn't weigh anything. Yep. We wheeled it forward so it was right on the trailer, dropped it down, dropped the jacks out.
Yeah. But really importantly, we were wheeling a chassis, a shell, on jacks.
With people.
On the trailer with people holding onto it.
Yeah.
And I had my little block. I was well happy with that one.
A little block on one of the jacks. Yeah.
Shower SGS wrap.
We definitely did a health and safety check on that.
It's like this.
There's no footage of that for
is it the same guy?
Very important for legal reasons. That's pretty good fun. And then lighting the barbecue tonight's been pretty good fun because I've just been like dumping pure alcohol into a barbecue because no one bought firelighters.
Ironically, that's not the worst thing you've done all like the sketchiest thing you've done all day.
What's the
Tune in next week.
What did I do sketchy today?
He was Mr. Health and Safety. He was organizing things. He was telling people what to do. He was doing the voice commands. He tried to tell me off for what I was doing. I used his full name. I'm not proud of it.
He's very loud.
I was really confused when you did that. I was like,
you were like, Brian. I was like, and you just shut up.
That's because I was processing whether or not to just punch you.
So when your parents call you by your full name,
I was just like, do I just throw Bryn a right hook now?
Then you would have definitely made the problem worse. I can't even remember
Oh,
what I was doing, but I know it was scary.
So the jack was on one wheel.
Oh, yeah. And I was just like, this is happening. Bam, just this is happening. Deal with it.
All that weight will be concentrated on one wheel. It's not going to go over.
I was more worried about just some piece of metal shearing that was connecting that wheel to the thing.
It's fine. You would not like how I jack up my Passat because it does that every time.
Yeah.
No, so I was weirdly being irresponsible growing up.
I think
I also managed to save that the aircon connector.
Yeah.
Yeah. When everyone else was like, we'll just cut it in half, and I went, no, get me a chisel and a big hammer.
which weirdly was the right answer.
And everybody's looking at me going, Bam, no, Bam, what are you thinking of? No, Bam. And then I just quietly spin the thing around and go, oh, that's the hinge side. There's the seam. Pop. Done. Cheers, thanks, I'm off.
Where's aircon?
Me.
What is it?
And Sky soon.
What is it?
Yeah.
Assuming he regasses it.
Yeah.
The MX5 still got aircon. It still works.
Actually, that was one of the best parts of the day, wasn't it? After all of the running gear had come out of the RX-7, Matt made it someone else's problem. RX-8, even.
Yeah.
Made it someone else's problem. That's great. There's no RX-8.
The best bit was when
separated. It's not my show anymore.
yeah, no, as soon as it separated, I said to Matt, I literally looked at Matt and went, right, so now what are we going to do to get the car on the trailer? And Matt goes, it's not my problem anymore. Like,
literally, as it goes up, Matt's like kicking shoes off, sits down.
Yeah.
I'm so proud.
Yeah, I've got the bits I want. It's not my
Do you need to go into song?
I may have had a few beverages during the day.
Me and Bryn are on our second.
Yeah. Well, you guys are staying tonight.
You're not driving, so
I've got to go back to the Shire to
reasons.
Do Hobbit things.
No, it's not really sort of dugout. It is it's because I've got stuff to do tomorrow. It's not playing with race cars with you lot.
Disappointing.
I am installing a robot lawnmower.
Yeah, you shouldn't be allowed a credit card.
I've not even used my credit card. I've used my paycheck from my new job mills.
I'm actually playing race cars all weekend.
I'm probably earning more than all the techies that we hang out with now. Might be able to compete with this dickhead now.
I'm going to,
I do not earn as much as you think.
You've got 3 cars.
Who's got 3 cars?
Me.
What's wrong with having 3 cars?
Well, they're all shit.
We've now discovered there is a clear social divide down this part of these plebs with their 2 cars.
Actually, I have 3 in my name still because the
in my name.
The RX-8
Mr.
I'm trying. Technically.
The RX-8 hasn't been transferred into Sky's name yet, so it's still mine.
But it's not though. But
it's not because it's in 2 pieces.
After today,
I will allow that you own 2.5 cars.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll allow that. But that still is not the 3-car club.
Are you sure you're at 1.3? Because RX-8's 1.3, or is it a 2.5 litre?
This was a terrible joke. Please move on.
This was as bad as my joke about my dad earlier.
After today, I'm not in the 3-car club anymore.
I know. But it's probably for the best because at least you were really always in the 2-car club because one of the engines didn't work and one of the cars was probably gonna maybe try and kill you at some point.
It's also not a good idea because like when you get the 3rd car, you're like, oh no, this is still fine because like I've got 2 projects and a daily.
Yeah.
But that just means that you're always working on something.
Yeah,
always.
Or you do what I do and you just forget about one of them for a couple of years.
That's what I did with the Passat.
You daily breaks and then you just buy another one and keep driving that instead.
Whoa! Well, that is no way, shape, or form what I'm planning on doing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to daily the spike around towns, drive the pickup truck for long drives, right? And
that'd be good on fuel.
Yeah.
Well, no, but the thing is,
the grocery.
but the thing there, right, Milton, is the spike has a tank that only takes about 30 quid's worth of fuel, which means whenever I go anywhere, I've basically got range anxiety. So pickup truck with massive tank, right? Just go anywhere and not really give a shit. And then the Stager is going to retire from getting used horribly regularly for a car that is worth as much as it is now worth. I'll blatantly just keep it on my drive and drive around in it.
I like that you've gone through the same thought process as I did when I was like, I bought the GS300, I'm going to sell the Passat. And then I didn't sell the Passat. And then I found ways to justify that to myself. Oh, if we're going on a long journey, I'll take the GS. But like daily, I'll just take the Passat.
This is what's going to happen to me. I mean, we are at 7.
Because we're in Birmingham. No, it's because I have a load of shit in the back of the Passat.
Yeah.
Why didn't you bring the GS?
Because it's effort.
But why did you bring the GS?
Because it's effort. Because it's nice. It's the nicest car I've ever owned, and I want to keep it nice. So whenever I go somewhere new, I'm just like, oh, GS. Oh,
you got
nervous.
Because I can go, doo-doo-doo, and you can go.
Oh, that is really satisfying.
And then just me and my Honda van.
That is really
We need to combine them. You need to make your GS go. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
What with the little. But yeah, I do want to turbo it.
Twin turbo it next.
Yeah, I really want to.
Is that
turbo
next?
it. No, it's not next.
What's next?
Getting the MX5 off the drive.
Body kit. Do you remember that body kit I bought like 6 months ago?
Oh, yeah.
I should probably put it. Yeah, I bought it. It was in the back of my Passat, and then it's just sat in the corner of the garage now.
Okay.
I should do something about that. Yeah. And right, I'm not going to say it because it's not politically correct. Moving on.
Okay.
I'll tell him I said.
Thanks for not getting us cancelled.
Sam, where can people buy hats like this?
www.violentmoney.co.uk.
Where would the links be?
In the description.
That way.
That way, down.
Down.
Yeah.
What if some of these buttons that are above our heads? What would that do?
They do literally nothing.
They will literally just click on this lovely painting of a
Train. That's not even in shot. So we are in Matt's house, which because of COVID is in Birmingham, and because COVID is not decorated, so it's still full of old people decorations.
I kind of like
that's
it.
definitely not.
If you've ever wondered why in season 1 we kept calling Matt Grandad. Which, if you ever wondered in season 1 why we kept calling Matt Grandad, it's because he lives in an old person's house.
Yeah, that's not his.
That is definitely his.
That came from Nicole's grandma, actually. We got matching one.
Anyway, back on topic, back on cards.
I was trying to wrap up.
I know you were trying to wrap up. We're not far off wrapping up, but I think the most important thing is we're going to be back to a regular schedule. We are going to be at some shows.
Definitely at Yakushi again.
Definitely at Yakushi.
I've got the day to give you for Formula G this year.
Yes, I need to sort that out. We have got some stuff going on. Formula G. New owner is joining us for an episode of the podcast.
Nice. I've got some news to say, but I can't say it, so you might have to leave it out.
Okay. Well, we'll get towards wrapping up, and then we'll have a little catch up. We all know trade secrets. We can't tell you. It's great, but they're coming. There's lots of stuff coming. I am on the 29th of next month. I am at a mental health event at Chester Race Course, doing like the raffle, that kind of thing. So we're going to be raising money for mine. So if you do that, the link to that event's in the description. We've got.
Is that the one at the end of May?
It is the one at the end of May. Yes.
If the MX5 works, which I don't think it will be, I'll bring it.
The 29th of May. 29th of May.
Yeah.
Chester Race Courses. Be there or be a knobhead that doesn't like giving money to charity.
Yeah, that's not the phrase.
It's not, but
not
I'm calling you out. If you're not there and you have a modified car, then you just don't care about people.
Not like me, your modified car doesn't.
Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing.
Thanks. Yeah. Drop a like, drop a subscribe. We've been a bit erratic this episode. Yeah. It's been great.
It's been a while since we've done this.
Yeah, we are all over the shop.
We are just watching the battery percent on Bam's laptop, and it's just crying in.
We're nearly good. We're good.
We'd be finished by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Schmilton.
Sorry, it needs time to save and back up. Sorry.
Oh, that was an annoying noise.
Oh my God.
We can only apologise.
Oh yeah, this is dangerous.
Thanks everybody for watching. We're gonna put gaffer tape over his mouth so he doesn't do that again. We will catch you on the next episode of Shooting the Shift. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Bye everyone.
Explosion.
Press it. Press it.
Wait.